life you get second chances, and this is going to be one of those times. So we're going to go back, take a second chance, and roll it and pretend like none of this ever happened. So I'll be back in just a few minutes. Enjoy the welcome reel. Thanks for being here. Thanks. Life you get second chances, and this is going to be one of those times. So we're going to go back, take a second chance, and roll it and pretend like none of this ever happened. So I'll be back in just a few minutes. Enjoy the welcome reel. Thanks for being here. Life you get second chances, and this is going to be one of those times. So we're going to go back, take a second chance, and roll it and pretend like none of this ever happened. So I'll be back in just a few minutes. Enjoy the welcome reel. Go back to the second chance and roll it and pretend like none of this ever happened. So I'll be back in just a few minutes. Life you get second chances, and this is going to be one of those times. So we're going to go back to the second chance and roll it and pretend like none of this ever happened. So I'll be back in just a few minutes. Good evening and welcome to the 10th Annual Direct and Change Program and Film Contest Statewide Awards Ceremony. My name is Stan Collins. I'm one of the co-founders of the program, and I'm honored to serve as your MC this evening. I'm joined by co-founder and executive director of the program, Yana Scherspatowski. She'll be here in a second. So thank you so very much for being here tonight as we recognize amazing youth filmmakers and their inspiring films. This year, as I mentioned, marked the 10th anniversary of the Direct and Change program. And Yana, I'll catch you on the gratitude part. From across the state, we received 939 films created by nearly 2,500 students from 135 schools and community-based organizations representing 35 counties, including Tri-City. Now, we're here tonight to honor all of the youth who participated. Congratulations to all the filmmakers, and thank you for directing change.
And Directing Change is part of statewide efforts to prevent suicide, to reduce stigma and discrimination around mental illness, and to promote the wellness and mental health of students. These initiatives are funded by county mental health departments through the Mental Health Services Act and administered by the California Mental Health Services Authority.
And returning as our guest sponsor is for the third year in a row is Blue Shield of California's Blue Sky Youth Mental Health Initiative. And we'll hear a message from them later in the program.
We also want to say thank you to Forte Event Management for working through our technical difficulties with us here tonight. Thank you, Michael and Deb.
And thank you to the educators, the parents, the guardians, and everyone who supported these youth filmmakers and all of the youth artists in their creative journeys.
And we don't want to be amiss to say a heartfelt thank you to the hundreds of judges who come year after year to judge our films. And thank you so much for the time and support you put in. May is also Mental Health Awareness Month and a time when we wear lime green as a symbol for our support of mental health. And you see the lime green ribbon here. Of course, every month is a time to check in with ourselves around mental health. But during Mental Health Matters Month, it's a time to really reflect on what action we can take for mental health. And this includes checking in with ourselves and others and getting the support when we need it.
Now, as we celebrate the work of these inspiring young filmmakers, we also want to acknowledge that the topics of mental health and suicide prevention are near to many of our hearts. If emotions rise to the surface for you this evening, please know that there are resources to support you, including the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline that you see on the screen. You can reach them 24/7 by calling 1-800-273-8255. Reach out, ask for help. You are not alone. These are themes we often hear as it relates to mental health and themes that we're going to see throughout the films tonight. Saying out loud, I need help is one of the bravest and most courageous acts a person can take, even if it's difficult. And believe me, I've known the nights where the pain digs deep in your soul. I felt the tears roll down my cheek when nothing seems to make sense and I seek reasons for living. And I'm just hoping that I make it through the night. And I know I've struggled in those times to ask for the help that I needed, whether it was fear of being let down or fear of feeling like a burden. And yet, as I think about the times when others have come to me and asked me to support them, I've never felt disappointed in them. I've never felt like I'm being burdened. In fact, I think one of the greatest honors we can have is to be asked to sit with somebody in the mud when they feel trapped and they feel alone, to hold space for a loved one, to hold on to their hope until they find it again. So please know that you are loved and you deserve what you need, that people will show up and they will be honored to sit with you until you find your hope again. Thank you all for being here tonight. And we're going to jump right in with the Walk in Our Shoes category. And we're excited to share these films with you. So the Walk in Our Shoes category is open to middle school students and invites them to share stories of mental health, showing what it's like to walk in the shoes of someone else. On screen, you see all the statewide winning finalists in the mental health portion of the Walk in Our Shoes category. And I'd like to congratulate the first place winner, Suffering, from Castaic Middle School in Los Angeles County, from filmmakers Karen Suarez, Madison Lamb, and advisor Rose Osano. Enjoy the film.
We all know about taking care of our physical health in order to live. But what about our mental health? Someone may seem completely fine on the outside, happy, healthy, but inside, they might be suffering. Mental health isn't just lying down hiding your face. Mental health is what you think of yourself. It's what you think of others. If you're happy or sad, carefree or anxious. If you're struggling, you can receive help with therapy or medicine, or if you or a loved one is struggling with thoughts of suicide or self-harm, you can call the National Suicide Prevention Helpline at 1-800-273-8255. You deserve to be happy, and you deserve to get help.
And congratulations to our filmmakers, Karen Suarez, Madison Lamb. I can see you, I can hear you. You two delightful human beings. I'm so proud of you. Congratulations on winning first place. I'm going to go ahead and give you the stage to say your remarks.
Okay. Madison and I are very grateful to have won this award. We made this PSA hoping that people would see that the stigmas and stereotypes that surround mental health are not true. They're not what mental health actually is. It's not laying down. It's not looking sad. But it's just as important as physical health nonetheless.
We wanted to thank Directing Change, our advisor, Mr. Osano, and also all of the mental health professionals out there. And for all of those who are struggling or have a loved one struggling, remember, you deserve help and you don't have to do this alone.
Thank you.
Madison and Karen, thank you. And thanks for being patient as we were working out the tech stuff. The resiliency that you've shown, the wisdom that you've shown, not just in the message you share in your films, but just in my short time getting to know you, I'm just so impressed. And when anyone doubts the future generations and the potential that you all have, I have a ton of faith, and you are a big part of that. So congratulations. Just keep being you and keep being wonderful. But congratulations. We're really proud of you.
Thank you.
All right. You're very welcome.
Thank you.
All right, so now we're going to move on to the first place winner in the Hero in Each of Us category from the Walk in Our Shoes. And this goes to Dear Future Me from Rancho Minerva High School in San Diego County, from filmmakers Adelia Pacheco, Melanie Ortiz, Adriana Chavez, and Arlo Murillo, Willem Ross, and Izzy Castillo, with support from advisor Beth Duncan. Enjoy the film.
Dear future me, I am writing this letter to let you know that although your teenagers were hard, you will make it.
All of these challenges you face, the discrimination, the name calling, the loneliness, it doesn't stop you from succeeding.
And it doesn't stop you from finding happiness. Remember how hard it was to seek out help, to find a trusted adult?
It was worth it.
You stopped suffering in silence and started to love and accept yourself.
You will learn to trust your feelings, and you will learn that love is love.
When you thought you were weak and the mental health challenges were too big to overcome,
You found the superheroes around you that would give you support. You also found the superheroes in the real world to let you know it's okay to put yourself first.
most importantly, you found the superhero in you.
When you read this letter in the future, be proud of yourself for finding your purpose in life.
You found the strength to succeed.
You found the strength to overcome social and color barriers.
And you found the strength to live. Congratulations.
You did it.
All right, and joining me on stage is Adriana Chavez. Congratulations on your amazing film. And I'm going to go ahead and turn the stage over to you, Adriana. And this background, we're getting a little bit of side noise there on the production end of things. All right, Adriana, go ahead. The stage is yours.
Hi, thank you guys so much. We'd like to thank Directing Change for supporting young filmmakers and our school, Rancho Minerva, especially our principal, Ms. DeSanto, who's always there to support us. Also, a big thank you to the whole Dear Future Me team, both our producers and actors who are watching this live right now. We made this film in hope that all who see it remember that right now things might be tough, but you will make it through. And to seek out for the superheroes around you, like your friends, family, and counselors, or look for the heroes in the real world. We'd also like to personally thank Simone Biles for having the courage to put herself first and to let us know that we can do the same because our mental health matters. Thank you.
Thank you, Adriana. Well spoken. Again, just constantly impressed. I love Miss Duncan, your teacher there at Rancho Minerva High School. I think you participate every single year. So again, just super proud of you. Really impressed, and congratulations to you and your teammates on an amazing film.
Thank you.
All right. So moving on, I just want to congratulate all the youth filmmakers who submitted the Walk in Our Shoes category. Your films are going to help us continue to have conversations about mental health and wellness at younger ages, because no matter what our age, it's time for us to take action for mental health. Now, every year, Directing Change recognizes people and voices that are taking action to change conversations about mental health and suicide prevention. This year, we are presenting Karamo Brown with the 2022 Directing Change Award of Excellence for Mental Health Advocacy. Karamo Brown is a 3-time Emmy winner and culture expert on Netflix reboot of Queer Eye, supporting guests with empathy and care on the show to improve their self-esteem, their mental health, and their relationships. The Directing Change team is so impressed with the way Karamo has used his platform to speak openly about overcoming colorism, physical and emotional abuse, alcohol and drug addiction, and a suicide attempt to relate to all different types of people with ease and natural comfort. And Karamo, as we're bringing you up on screen, I just want to say that something that you once said that really resonated with myself is that you may need the people in your life to love me a little bit louder today during moments of struggle and suicidal thoughts. So it is my great pleasure. I want to make sure we got Karamo back there. We can get him up. Nope, that's Adriana. We're going to get Karamo on screen here. So it is my great pleasure to present the even more dapper than when I saw him the first time, Directing Change 22 Award of Excellence for Mental Health Advocacy to Karamo Brown. And hopefully we're going to get both of us here on stage here in just one second. Karamo, appreciate your patience. All right, we're still working through it. Not sure if you all can hear me, but Karamo, thanks for being patient. Trying to work through some of the presets. And we almost got it. All right. So as we're working about this, or as we're working it out, I'm going to just assume people can hear me out there. So I'm just going to keep talking because I love Mr. Brown. For one, one of the things when you talk in your interviews, just about, I think for one, having the courage to talk about your suicide attempt for me is just so amazingly profound. I think we frame suicide and mental health issues, but especially issues of suicide, that it's something that happens to other people. This is something that happens to them, not to us. And so for me personally, I've just been so impressed at how well you've been able to step into that space and say, yeah, I've made a suicide attempt, and with kind of a chip on your shoulder, like a little bit of so what, that doesn't make me broken. I think when someone shares thoughts of suicide or a suicide attempt from their past, I think we sometimes feel like we need to continue to treat that person with baby gloves and always be delicate around them. And the sturdiness that you've shown, through sharing that story and saying, yeah, this is part of me, this is part of my story, it's just really resonated with me. Of course, as we joked about in the jump, I was a little intimidated knowing you got your great fashion sense, and I'm hoping we're going to see you here in just a second, but I was a little intimidated, so thanks for the shout out. But I love how you really, on the show too, but in life in general, you tie in that our wellness is tied to how we feel about ourselves, and it is tied to our relationships. Working in suicide prevention for about 20 years, I realized that the one thing I've seen is the relationships and that connectedness are what help us find our reasons for living. And I used to think that I'm actually, Chrome, I didn't get a chance to tell you this, but I'm a suicide loss survivor. I also have lived experience about it. And when I lost my buddy, I thought that suicide was about wanting to die. And I've come to understand that suicide isn't about wanting to die. It's about not knowing how to go on living. And in those moments, it's not about, help convincing somebody not to die. It's about helping them find their reasons for living. And so earlier when I was talking about sitting in the mud, that type of connectedness is what keeps us going. So just want to honor that. And Crum, I don't even know if you hear me, but if you can, man, I love you. I appreciate you. And hopefully we'll get you back on here in a second. So on that note, I see Karamo. He's in the gallery. You can hear me? All right. Well, I was just throwing a ton of love at you, man. So I'm glad you at least got to hear it. So I think we're going to work this out. In the meantime, I can't wait till you can see Karamo because he looks dashing right now. Really looks good. So we're going to get this one up here. All right. Well, in the meantime, all right, Mike's on the phone. We got Karamo's number in the chat. We got to get in touch there. Not in the Facebook chat. Don't worry, Karamo. We're not going to put you on blast in front of the whole world yet. Oh, wait. I just heard you.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I don't know if they can hear you. I don't know if they can see you. I don't know if they can hear you, but I can hear you.
Not sure either. But one step. We're a little bit closer now. They turned on my mic. I saw
We're almost there. We're almost there. I'm going to confirm that the world can hear you. 1 second. I want people to see that hat, man. That hat is remarkable. All right, so people can hear you. Mike's going to keep working on his end to get you on stage, but I don't know, man. Well, why don't you save your remarks?
Well,
let's just chat
yeah. Well, first of all, Stan, I just want to say you're doing an amazing job.
Thanks, man.
In this Zoom world, we forget how hard it is to stay as focused and stay as present, and you are just making it just such a great thing to watch and listen to because you really have a passion and a love, and I'm just excited and thankful for you for orchestrating this and for everyone else who's doing the work behind. But thank you for all those kind words. Hopefully I can't get on camera and I'm going to stick here until we can, because the work that these kids do just is so inspiring to me. And I will stick around forever because these kids and the work that they do is actually making me a little emotional, because as you said, one of the things I always say is that sometimes we have to ask people to love us a little bit louder.
I
And each
love
of
that.
these
That's such a
kids,
powerful thing, man.
I appreciate that. It's just something I've been saying since I had, as you talked about, my suicide attempt, because I realized that people thought that I was just okay, that everything was fine, because on the outward, I looked fine. But on the inside, I really just needed someone to say it's going to be okay, to love me louder, to tell me there was good things, to tell me that that living was great, and to like be there for me as I reminded myself of that.
Well,
And when
actually,
I see these kids' films, I got inspired because it just reminds you day in and day out the importance of checking in on others, of loving them and telling them you support them. And I'm just very, very impressed and thankful for this honor, because the only reason I do the work about mental health is because I just want people to know they're not alone, and to know that they have someone that's there for them, and to know that if I, at a point in my life, thought that living wasn't worth it, and now I'm so thankful that I learned how important it was and how amazing life can be, because there is people that love you, that there is better days. These are things that in that moment I couldn't see, but now I'm so glad that I see clearly. And all these kids are letting people know that there is a brighter day, and that I'm just honored and thankful to be here.
Well, I have so much more I want to talk to you about, but I'm getting notes from the tech crew. They're saying if you can hop out, log back in on the same link, then we should be able to get you up on video, and then we can continue the conversation live and people can see our faces.
All right, let me try real quick.
So we're going to take a pause. We're going to get Karamo out, then back in. I don't think I'm back on video, so tech support, let me know what actions I need to take. All right, and everybody out there, we will, again, technical issues, pause 1 second, and Karamo and I will be right back.
We see you, Karomo, and hopefully we can hear you.
Hey, everybody, can y'all hear me? I see some heads nodding. Okay,
Yeah.
we're closer. We're closer. Stan, can you see me?
I can see you. Can you hear me?
Hey, I can see you and I can hear you.
You beautiful man, you.
Oh,
How are you doing, my friend?
Thank you. You
So yeah, well, hey,
oversold the look. I'm just in a bomber and a hat, my normal. But
hey, dude, I don't know if I could
party.
rock that bomber or that hat, but I might try. I might have to borrow it sometime. So
I think you could do it, man. I think you could.
hey, well, first off, just thanks for your kind words about, life is about rolling with the punches, as we were kind of talking about. I know people, I believe people could hear us. I wanted to ask just a quick follow-up question. I know you got some remarks you wanted to share, but one of the things you were talking about, like, I wish someone would have just told me it was going to be okay. And I always go back to, if I could talk to myself at any point prior, I think the one thing I would tell myself is like, everything's going to be okay.
Yeah.
Like, take a deep breath. But at the same time, and I hear this from the youth a lot, and I think this comes across in their films, is as adults, we want to shelter them and say, it's going to be okay. It's not that bad. But sometimes, we need to honor their negative and say, you know what? Yeah, this does suck right now, but I'm here for you and I want to sit with you. So with that, now we have Karamo Brown presented with the 2022 Directing Change Outstanding Award of Excellence for Mental Health Messaging. And I'm going to go ahead and just kick it over to you, my friend.
Well, I want to say what you just said is so important, because I think that sometimes in supporting individuals, we create this false positive of that everything is great and everything is fine. And I think what you just said is so important. It's something that I try to do constantly, not only in Queer Eye, but in my work in social services, is that reminding people that it's okay what you feel in the moment. but it's okay to also grow through that moment. And it's also okay to ask for help. And it's also okay to see that somebody needs help and to reach out to them. And if you don't know how to support them, to ask somebody else to support them. You know, one of the things that I do wish that I would have understood earlier is that it's okay to include people in their healing. And something that I learned as I try to support individuals is to say, hey, I see that you need some support. What does support look like for you, and how can I be there to help you? You know, because I do believe, as I talked about before, in loving people louder. And there are moments when you think they're the strongest, when you think they're the happiest, still love them louder, because sometimes it's not on what on the outside they're feeling that is showing, it's about what's on the inside. And I'm thankful for this honor, and I'm thankful for the work that you all do. But I'm most thankful, as I said before, which is why I will roll through all these punches, for every youth that has submitted a video, because you do not know how impactful you are and how amazing you are. The way that you're expressing yourselves and the way that you're using your platforms. I, I mean, honestly, I've just been sharing your work with the other members of the Fab Five, and we are just all blown away. Like, I have such great hope for the future after seeing the work that you are doing. And just know that what you're doing, it might seem hard and might seem like, oh my gosh, we got here and we didn't, it was so difficult, but you did it. And what you did is truly helping someone else. It's even helping me. It's giving me language and tools, even as someone who's in this field, to go out there and to continue to speak to youth. So thank you, thank you, thank you to all the youth that are submitting it. You inspire me. And just remember, like I said before, to continue to love people around you a little bit louder. And also remember, comparison can steal your joy. So as you're looking at friends around you and they seem happy and they seem great, just know, don't compare yourself to them. You're on your own journey. Take it at your own pace, walk your own path, and you'll be okay.
That's a very powerful message. Yeah, I think, mental health, we talk about it being, it's a process, right? It's a journey throughout our lives. And it's easy to compare, not just our physical, but our emotional well-being and all the things to what's out there on the internet. And, I think that's what we're most proud of with Directed Change. Because I know when I was in school, we didn't have anything like this. We didn't have an opportunity to talk about mental health or suicide prevention, let alone to do it through art. So, yeah, we're so proud of our kiddos. And I mean, even the films we've already seen, and we're going to have a bunch more amazing ones. So, Rama, thank you for speaking to our young filmmakers. Thank you again for being patient. Just thank you for existing, my friend. Like, I dig you. Share our love to the Fab Five. And yeah, let's stay connected, my friend. And just
anything you need from me, you got me. And thank you again to the youth for directing change. The future is bright because of each of you, and I really appreciate it. And thank you to everyone. Thank you, Stan. You do an amazing job, my brother. An amazing job.
Thank you, my friend.
Yeah.
All right. Take care, brother. We'll catch up with you soon, and continue to show the love to these kiddos. So on that note, thanks everyone for rolling with us this evening. Thank you again, Karamo. Just what an impressive human being. I love that guy. So thanks everyone for joining us. Thanks for sticking with us. We're going to go ahead and switch gears. Just looking over, we're going to move into the Hope and Justice category. So a couple years ago, we were honored to introduce the Hope and Justice category, which invited young people to submit visual art, digital art, original music, films, poetry, and other written works. And this category encourages young people to process what they're experiencing and how it's impacting them in their mental health. Here's a selection of the powerful pieces that shared stories of hope, resilience, and the change that young people want to see in their communities. Let's go ahead and roll the art video, hopefully.
You might feel like you're alone, like you have no one and nowhere to go. But if you look on the other side of the rainbow, you can turn to anyone you know. Dark thoughts can shadow one's vision, make them feel like they're the worst. But take my hand and know you're not alone. Help it is out there. You'll find a way. Reach out today.
What a beautiful selection of art that you saw. So those are all different entries from the Hope and Justice category. And actually, the music that you heard was one of our other submissions. It's an original song that was submitted to Hope and Justice, titled "You Might Feel" by Catherine Aldridge from Hilda Solis Learning Academy. So Catherine, thank you for that beautiful song to complement the video that we just shared. Now on the screen, you're going to see the statewide winners in the Justice category. Congratulations to all of the teams who submitted and all the amazing artists, but a special congratulations to our statewide winners. And I'd now like to recognize the statewide first place winner in the Justice category, the film Heritage Held High from Canyon High School in Orange County, from filmmaker Scott Hayashida, with support from advisor Alex Graham. Enjoy the film.
What does culture mean to me? Culture isn't just about where you're from, it's about the people you're with and the experiences you share with them. My family came to America from Japan in the 1890s. One thing I hold most precious is my Japanese American heritage. Unfortunately, this isn't the case for everybody. In the past few years, anti-Asian hate crimes grew a tremendous amount, and as a result, many people have come to hate themselves. Culture isn't something that we hate ourselves or others for. It is something that brings all of us together. If you or somebody you know experiences depression or feels suicidal, please contact the sources on screen.
Scott, what's going on, my friend? Every time I watch your film, it just it just gets my soul, man. It just wrecks me. Like to think about, I don't know. I guess I don't have much, if any, hate in my heart, and just to hear the stories of what your family has gone through, your grandparents and all the things, and just I'm just so impressed with your courage to jump into a topic. So, congratulations on winning statewide, my friend. I'm going to go ahead and turn the stage over to you.
Yeah, hey Stan, thank you so much. This video production has really been quite the experience, and I hope it will all help me mature in the end. And through my experiences, I've really come to appreciate and understand what culture really means to me personally, and I'm hoping that my video will help others come to this realization and appreciate themselves for who they are. Once again, thanks to Directing Change for letting me be a part of this amazing program, and I'd like to thank my teacher, Alex Graham, for being such a big help with my film.
All right, thank you. Thanks, Scott. And yeah, Alex, I know you're out there watching. What an amazing teacher, mentor. I know he has such passion for these topics. So Scott, congratulations. Thank you for your powerful remarks. Thank you for your film, and just congratulations. I wish you the best. You got a good soul, my friend. You're going to do great things.
Thank you.
All right, take care, brother. All right, now we are going to now recognize the winners in the Hope category. So there's the Justice and the Hope, and so congratulations. On the screen, you see all of the statewide winning finalists, but congratulations to all the artists who submitted. We're just so proud of you. Now we're going to recognize first place winning projects and present the awards. And this year we actually had a tie for first place. So first, we're going to watch and recognize the film White Noise from David A. Brown Middle School in Riverside County, from filmmakers Alidia Lopez, Crystal Hernandez, Savannah Lowry, with support from advisor Amy Patati. Enjoy the film. And while we're waiting to do the film, hopefully everyone can still hear me. tech team will be pulling up the film here in just a second, but unfortunately, the team from White Noise wasn't able to be here this evening. So I'm going to go ahead and read some remarks on their behalf. So they said they created the film to hopefully help with important mental health issues students deal with. After COVID, there's so much stress and anxiety, both at home and at school. Students feel pressure in different ways. What's most important is that no matter what is happening, there's always hope. Our goal is that the students feel that hope and realize that they can get help. I'd like to thank Directing Change for helping to make a difference in the lives of students. Our lives have been changed because of that help. Thank you to Mrs. Patati for always helping us to see hope. On that note, Savannah, unfortunately, you weren't able to be here tonight, but I just want to send a note out to you. Just know that me and Directing Change team are sending you nothing but the utmost love. We appreciate your film, and you're just, again, at your age, just wiser beyond your years. So you just hang in there, kiddo, and thanks for everything. Thanks for the film. And are we able to show the film White Noise now? Let's see if we can roll that.
The world is so noisy. I hear things that keep getting louder and louder. It never seems to stop. Each word affects me differently. Sometimes I'm fine. Sometimes I just can't cope with the stress. Conflict makes me anxious. Kindness gives me comfort. Sometimes the noise is so loud that the words all around me seem overwhelming. I hear my friends asking for help, and I wonder how I can be what they need. I feel inadequate. There's just so much that I hear all the time. I can't possibly handle it all. I wonder if I'm enough. The world is so complicated, I'll never understand it. But then I remember there's something that changes everything. Hope. I have hope because there is help. Text TEEN to 839-863 if you need help.
All right. So once again, congratulations to the team behind White Noise, Lydia Lopez, Crystal Hernandez, Savannah Lowry, and Amy Patati. You are just a rock star, and our kiddos in general are just so blessed to have educators like you guiding them on the path. So thank you to and congratulations to the team from White Noise. And as mentioned, though, we had a tie for first place in the Hope category, and now we're going to screen the film The Best Year Yet to Come from CTEC Career Technical Education Center in Kern County from filmmakers Pauline de la Cruz and Sophia Barron with support from advisor Lisa Kirch. Enjoy the film.
Finally the end of 2021, and we are all very excited to welcome in the new year.
I can't wait to go see my friends and be able to hug them without a mask.
And I can't wait to graduate in person.
But in order to do these things, we need to be healthy and safe.
Get your COVID vaccine today and live 2022 to the fullest.
Make 2022
the best year yet. Woo!
All right, and welcoming, joining me on stage is Pauline de la Cruz. Pauline, thank you for being patient as we're working through everything tonight. I'm so stoked that you were able to be here. I lost you for 1 second. We're going to get us back up here in just 1 second. Pauline, I know folks can hear us even though the video is kind of playing or messing around for a second. But I have just been like, from the second I met you, when we did the prep thing, like you are just a ball of joy. Like you have such a charisma about you and an energy about you. Your film was awesome, and it just had so much hope. Like even the soundtrack in the background was just like, yeah, let's make it the best year yet to come. So I'm going to go and turn it over to you. Congratulations to you and Sophia. Excellent film. And go ahead. Stage is yours.
Well, this film has meant and taught a lot while during my experience in this pandemic. It was hard and made me realize that time is something that we shouldn't take for granted and should start appreciating the moments now. especially with people my age. Unfortunately, my teammate Sophia Barron cannot make it tonight, but we wanted to show our audience how much we lost while being isolated in our own homes. We understand the struggle mentally and physically. That is why we encourage everyone to get the vaccine so we can all live our lives to the fullest. Pun intended into the video. Thank you, Directing Change, for this amazing opportunity, and thank you to my advisor, Lisa Kirch. And yeah, thank you and good night.
Thank you, Pauline. Well, yeah, give our love to Sophia, Ms. Kirch, and just again, thank you for participating. Thank you for showing up, and we're just so just impressed with all what you youth have done in the Hope and Justice category. So, again, I'll stop gushing over you. You're amazing. Just go be a rock star, and just know that you and Sophia have nothing but love from the Directing Change team. Thank you. All right, take care, kiddo. All right, so moving on. As we saw with the other award for Karamo Brown for outstanding advocacy, we also every year recognize television shows and films with exemplary messaging around mental health. Now this year, the Directing Change Award for TV show with outstanding messaging around mental health goes to Netflix, Never Have I Ever. Now, through authentic storylines, through authentic characters, this show explores mental health, grief, cultural identity, sexuality, family dynamics, self-esteem, and so many other issues faced by youth. And the show has been praised for showing young people what mental health can look like, how mental health treatment can help them. And we at Directing Change wholeheartedly agree. And for those of you who have watched the show and are fans of the show, you know that they are somehow able to take comedy and drama and real life, authentic situations, and somehow blend them and just makes it feel so real. So with that, I would like to now welcome co-creator and producer from the show, Never Have I Ever, Lang Fisher. Prior to her work on Never Have I Ever, she was a writer and a producer for 3 seasons on Brooklyn Nine-Nine, 5 seasons of The Mindy Project, as well as a staff writer on the Emmy-nominated final season of 30 Rock. Lang, first, thank you for your wonderful work. Thank you for showing up tonight, and thank you for being patient and supporting our kiddos.
I'm very impressed with you, Stan. You really kept the show moving right along
throughout all the issues. Somebody with your experience, that means a lot. Thank you.
Yeah, you do great. Listen, I have my little award.
It's not little. It's huge.
It's humongous.
Yeah.
I got it. No, thank you so much. It's your program is incredible. It's amazing, and I wish there was something like that when I was younger. Thank you so much for recognizing our show. We're very proud that we are a show that people know deals with like issues surrounding mental health, and that we sort of tackle these real life struggles that teenagers go through, because we know being a teenager is hard. We know that we were all, the writer's room is full of adults, but we were once teenagers and remember how hard it was. And so, when we created a show, we wanted it to feel real. We wanted our characters to feel real and to have real struggles, and to not shy away from the discussions that, that real teenagers right now are dealing with. And obviously with the pandemic and with all of the things that are happening in the world right now, it is imperative that we discuss mental health, because everyone needs to know that that it's okay. It's okay to say that you're not okay. And I just want to say to all these young filmmakers out there who I just watched all of these films, and I'm so impressed with you. They're so brave and moving. I literally had tears in my eyes watching some of them, because you're fighting the good fight. You guys are you're true artists, and as artists, we have a responsibility to do good in the world and to make it a positive impact. And from what I saw in those films, you guys are way ahead of the curve. When I was your age, I was making things that were honestly much, much dumber. And it's so brave. It's truly, there's no other word for it. It's so brave to put your heart out there and to put those issues out there. It took me a much longer time to realize that you need to give your characters and your scripts like emotional depth and to show characters' inner struggles. But I believe that art is at its best when it tells an audience member that, they're not alone and that someone else out there understands what they're going through. If we as filmmakers can do that, imagine how many people won't feel despair, feel isolated. And you guys doing that shows your peers that everyone understands what they're going through and that they aren't all alone. And I'm very excited for this next generation of filmmakers, because if you guys are making stuff like this already, then you're going to help your whole generation be in a better spot in terms of mental health going forward. Because when you can talk about mental health on screen, then you can talk about it in life. And I just want to encourage you to keep making stuff that's as bold and as honest as what I watched today. So I guess as like a parting thought, I challenge all of you to keep making art like this, to keep telling the truth. And also, I just have to say, the subject matter was really impressive and incredible, but also those films looked really good. Like there was great cinematography in there. I was very impressed with the camera angles and a lot of the cuts and the editing. So way to go. But just to say it, don't shy away from topics that you feel like are embarrassing or shameful, because I guarantee you that someone else out there will feel seen by what you're saying. And I can't tell you how many people from all walks of life reach out to me about the show that we make. Our characters lost her father, and so many people know what that's like. So I guess what I'm saying is just keep being honest, keep being bold, and thank you so much. You guys are the best.
Well, Lang, before while we still have you, one of the things that I think we might have talked about previously, but one of the things that really stands out to me on the show, it's so easy to use mental health support as a like the butt end of a joke, and what I love is that you really honor, there are some wonderful people working in mental health who have dedicated their lives to just how can I help other people. And I really just think that you handled that relationship between the therapist and her just remarkably. It's so easy to make it like I said, a joke or just to make light of it, and you really dig deep in it. It also, I think, reduces fears around therapy. I think.
We wanted to show that for most child psychologists aren't cold, weird people writing notes down. They're just people who want to talk, just want to chat with you and really are easy to talk to. That's their training, and they're in the job because they want to help people. So we wanted to create a character that is her confidant and is someone who's kind of who has a sense of humor and who has a lot of humanity. So yeah, it was very important to us to do that.
Well, again, thank you for the show. Thank you for all the messages in it. I know our youth filmmakers appreciated the kind words that you shared with them. And you're right, the power of the stories is phenomenal, but the sound editing, the cuts, the angles, all the different things, they got a ton of skill. So who knows, maybe one day we'll be presenting them with an award for a show that they created on Netflix.
I would love that. I hope one of them hires me in the future.
Me too. Well, Lang, again, please send our love to everybody involved with the show, the writing staff especially, but everybody who's part of it, the crew, the actors. We have so much appreciation. Thank you for opening the gap so we can have more of these conversations. And just personally, thank you. You're a wonderful person. I really appreciate you taking your time to be here today and honor our youth filmmakers.
Thank you so much. It was my pleasure.
All right. Take good care, Lang, and we'll be in touch. All right. So thanks, everyone, for rolling with it. We're going to continue on with the show, and we are going to recognize film in the Through the Lens of Culture and animated short categories. So First, we're going to turn our attention to the Through the Lens of Culture category. You see the winners on the screen right there. The winning films are all there, but congratulations to all of our statewide winners, anybody who submitted to the Through the Lens of Culture. Now, this category with these films, we ask you to explore the topics of mental health and suicide prevention, but through the lens of culture and in different languages. Now, the pandemic has impacted all of us in many different ways, but I want you to take a breath. I want you to pause. And just for 1 second, we ask that you put yourself in the shoes of our deaf and hard of hearing communities who heavily rely on facial expressions for their communication, and imagine how isolated many of them have felt since the introduction of the face coverings. Our creators of the first place winning film in the Through the Lens of Culture category did just this with their film Solitude, encouraging all of us to be a little bit more mindful, have a little bit more empathy, and to do better to support deaf and hard of hearing individuals in our lives and in our communities. So congratulations to filmmakers Shay Manning, Danik Sudikoff, and Abigail Frausto from Polytechnic High School in Riverside County, with support from advisor John Enyart, and enjoy the film.
I'm deaf. I've been deaf my whole life, but it never bothered me until the pandemic. I never felt as alone as I do now. With masks, I've lost a key component of my communication, and I'm completely alone. Without seeing faces and interpreters being in and out because of COVID, I can't understand what teachers and classmates say to me. I can't understand anything. It's difficult to even communicate with my own deaf peers with the language barrier. I can't talk to anyone anymore. I can't understand anything. I've been completely alone, and I felt depressed, and I've even contemplated if it's worth staying here. Until I decided to take action. With different resources, I was able to reach out and talk about my feelings with people who really care about me. I feel wanted and important with the power of reaching out.
All right, and joining me are filmmakers Shay and Danik with Josie helping with interpretation. Danik, and I'm going to wait till we get back on video so Danik can see. Just 1 second. All right, Danik, Shay, congratulations on your beautiful film. Thanks for rolling with us. Rocio, thanks for your support. Danik and Shay, I'm going to go ahead and turn the stage over to you. Congratulations.
Awesome. Thank you, Stan. First of all, we would like to say we are just so thrilled to be here, and we're so excited that our film is being recognized. We hope that everyone at home enjoyed our film. It definitely took a lot of hard work, and this is definitely one of our favorite films. So we really hope that you guys enjoyed it. We'd like to thank everyone who helped contribute to the production of this film. And we also want to thank Direct and Change for the award. Sorry, just one moment. Something happened right before this. And so we are just very, very excited to be here. We have been a part of the Direct and Change competition before, back in like 2019, but this is definitely our biggest win. So we are just very, very excited about that. We are also very proud of the message that our film puts out, which raises awareness about how the deaf and hard of hearing communities have been impacted by the pandemic. Although our film isn't a criticism towards masks, we really hope that this helped people realize that these communities are affected in a way that a lot of people aren't, because it makes communication much harder. We also hope that our film motivates hearing people to support people in the deaf and hard of hearing communities who are struggling during this time and feel very cut off.
Hello, I just wanted to say that this film meant so much to me. I personally know a lot of my deaf family and friends, have struggled a lot since the pandemic first hit. I used to write news stories for a deaf channel, and we would share stories about deaf people all over the world. And when the pandemic started, letters started pouring in about the struggles deaf people were facing with COVID. And, there could be communication barriers even with your interpreter. Some signs I would say have synonyms where it's hard to tell the difference without looking at facial gestures. If you can't see someone's mouth, for example, if I sign film and cheese, if you can't see the grammar on my mouth, you don't know if I'm saying I want a film or I want cheese, something as simple as that. It seems like not a big deal, but it's a huge barrier and it exerts just a heavy toll on the deaf and hard of hearing community, especially for those that aren't as proficient in English. It could be a huge communication barrier. It's something really hard for them to face. And so what me and Shay wanted to do with our film was highlight those roadblocks that deaf and hard of hearing people have to face and let them know they're not alone and that they can ask for help.
And then once again, we would like to thank Directing Change for the recognition.
Shay, Danik, you both are just so amazing, and your message absolutely comes through in the film. I maybe mentioned it or we forgot, but you're also holding us accountable. Like you said, hearing allies can do better. And so this year, Directing Change worked with an interpreter service. So it's being dual cast or simulcast. I don't know what the term is on YouTube with a full sign language interpretation. So we'll be posting that on our social media as well as pinning it on our website as well. But Danik, I've told you this before, but you have just such a warmth about you and a kindness in your soul. I am so impressed to see what you are going to accomplish. And Shay, from the jump, I've just been impressed. You have an eloquence and a grace about you, and you both are just awesome team, great friends, and I'm so proud of both of you. And it's been an honor to get to know you. So congratulations, and hopefully we'll see you down the road.
Awesome, thank you, Stan.
Thank you.
All right. One of the best parts of my job is I get to hang out with kiddos like that. All right, next we're going to focus on the animated short category, which asks our youth to create 30-second animated short films about suicide prevention. You see the statewide finalists on the screen, and our youth utilized the medium of animation to reach directly to us with a message that reminds us how to help others find their reasons for living. Many of these youth put dozens, sometimes hundreds of hours to create these amazing pieces of art. Congratulations to our first place in the animated category goes to Invisible Departure from Franklin High School in Sacramento County from filmmaker Honey Le Nabu Aguilar with support from advisor Brad Clark. Enjoy the film.
I've been concerned about the way my friend has been acting recently. They were withdrawing with their friends and losing interest in their favorite things. I knew they were neglecting their appearance and having trouble sleeping. Then they told me they were feeling helpless and felt no reason to live. I asked them, "Are you thinking about suicide?" I knew it was important to ask this question. I had them call the Suicide Prevention Lifeline. Be the one to know the signs.
Now, unfortunately, Honey was not able to be here tonight, so Honey prepared some remarks that I will read on their behalf. I would never have expected for any of this to happen. Just the thought of participating here is unreal. My mind still hasn't settled in. Last year, having turned in my entry, I thought my life would just resume its monotonous patterns, and most likely it may soon. I'm happy to be here, as well as Coraline. I hope more of our work will be seen by many eyes in the future and will hopefully inspire some too. Although my only regret is that I'm not there physically, or that we can't all be physically together. I would have loved if that was so. So very sweet message. Thank you, Honey. Your film is beautifully done, the art, let alone the power of that message. So congratulations, Honey. Coraline, fantastic work on this project. A lovely piece of art. So thank you for that. All right, moving right along. I just want to take this opportunity to let everybody out there know that you can actually get in on the action if you go to directingchangeca.org under 2022 award ceremony. You can vote for your favorite films in the mental health and suicide prevention categories as part of the People's Choice Awards. So with that, go to directingchangecaa.org, click on that awards tab, and get in on the action. So we're going to go ahead and jump right into our suicide prevention category, and all of the statewide finalists are on the screen here. With these films, we ask you to share a message that every one of us has the power to save a life if we know the signs, find the words, and reach out. So let's begin by viewing all of the statewide finalists in the suicide prevention category, and we'll be back in a few minutes.
Jaden?
Hey Bella, are you okay?
And that day, Jaden saved my life. After my parents got divorced, I was going through a really rough time. I tried to end it all. I wanted to give up.
Hey, what's up with Bella?
I don't know, she's been acting weird.
Everyone noticed, but Jaden decided to act. When I stopped caring about my well-being, he reminded me that I wasn't alone. He didn't let me brush him off. I'm here today because Jaden connected me to a trusted adult and I got the help I needed.
It's not too late to act. It's important to know the signs. If you or someone you know is having a crisis, talk to an adult or text TEEN to 839-863.
I've been so alone. Feel like nobody pays attention to me. I feel like no one wants to listen. Feel like I don't matter.
Call me.
Call me.
Call me. I'll listen to you. Call me.
Call me.
Call me.
I'll give you a hug.
Call me.
Call me.
Call me. I'll cry with you.
Call me.
Hi, my name is Lucas. I'm 16, have average grades, and a pretty good home life. Yet, I've been dealing with this weight on my shoulders. Thoughts of suicide weigh me down every day, and as time goes on, they only feel heavier. I've been withdrawing myself from social events, I could never fall asleep, and I felt hopeless about the future. But luckily my friends noticed these signs. They reached out to me and showed me I wasn't in this alone. They convinced me to seek help, and I'm doing a lot better. The weight never went away, but its power over me did. It's still hard some days, but knowing I have people who are there for me, it's much easier to overcome it. If you or a loved one are showing signs of suicide, call the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline at 1-800-273-8255.
Hi, this is Macy. Sorry I missed your message, but I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Leave a message at the tone. Thank you.
Hey, this is Grace. Where have you been the last couple of weeks? You've been really down lately. I'm kind of worried. I heard from Victoria that you stopped showing up to dance practice. Are you hurt? I should have said something when you stopped taking care of your favorite plant. Or when you stopped answering my texts or showing up to school. I know that this is a really awkward question to ask, but I just have to do it. Are you thinking about suicide? I hope you know that I'm always here for you to listen. Give me a call back when you get the chance, okay, Macy? Please. I care about you.
Hey, thanks for checking in. I needed that.
Dear self,
I don't know when it happened or why it happened, but one day everything felt off. Getting up for school became harder. Caring for myself started to feel like a chore. Doing well in school was no longer one of my priorities. But I think the hardest thing that hit me was trying to fit in. Every single day started to feel the same, reliving the same day over and over again. There was a time where everything just felt so hopeless, until even the smallest actions can be the difference in someone's life. If you or someone you know needs help, call 1-800-273-8255.
My name is Enrique Ibarra, and this vlog is for anyone experiencing suicidal thoughts. About a year ago, I started to feel like the world was crumbling down onto me. I felt alone, exhausted, and depressed. My friends noticed my change in mood. They noticed I was angered very easily, and I was isolating myself from them. They didn't think too much until I mentioned how hopeless I felt and how I could not take these feelings anymore. One day, all three of them came up to me and asked to talk. Then they asked me, "Are you thinking of suicide?" Together, we called the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. Though I still face challenges, the days have been much brighter and my life has turned around. If it weren't for my friends and their support, I don't think I would be here. This is Enrique Ibarra signing off. If you, a friend or loved one, are experiencing thoughts of suicide, please call 1-800-273-8255.
I haven't been myself recently. I have isolated myself from others, and I feel like the weight of the world is on my shoulders. I feel like there's no longer a reason as to why I should live. Whenever I briefly mention something like this to others, they get really awkward, so I stopped mentioning it at all. I know I needed to get help, but I wasn't sure how. I wasn't sure how I was going to get help when people would freeze up when I mentioned I wanted to die by suicide. Then, like a light in a dark tunnel, my help came. They said the one thing I needed to hear the most in the darkest moments of my life. They told me that it was okay to not be okay. Know the signs. It can save someone's life.
We're so young to have to go through it all. I wish I would have helped you sooner, but I didn't want to break your trust. You told me everything, so I knew what you were going through when no one else did. You would joke about suicide, so I didn't know whether to take it seriously or not. Regardless, I broke your trust and told an adult. You were furious with me, but it was worth it to see you happy and smiling again. Together, we realized how much life was worth living. If you or someone you love is struggling with mental health or thoughts of suicide, call the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline at 1-800-273-8255.
Every day I follow the same routine. Time feels as though it's never ending, and I'm continuously stuck in my everyday struggles. Sometimes I feel so trapped within my own mind that I just long for my thoughts to settle. Even when I lay in my own bed, I feel as though I'm constantly fighting myself. Rarely, I find moments where I can breathe freely and I don't feel as though I'm suffocating. Even when I'm surrounded by my friends or family, I feel so alone. But I don't want them to know that I'm struggling. I began to lose myself, until my friends asked if I was okay. I've learned to not be afraid to ask for help, and I can sleep knowing that tomorrow is the start of something new.
Displaying a loss of interest, sudden mood changes, or giving away belongings are all signs of having suicidal thoughts. Call the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline at 1-800-273-8255.
Life is full of labels. Growing up, I was labeled as perfect, independent, energetic, a role model. With each new label, I had to be it. I had to be perfect. I had to be independent. I was my label. Then suddenly I started not acting like myself. I had no energy. I had no drive to get out of bed. I slept all day, but stayed up all night away from everything in the world. I didn't know how to deal with these changes. I wasn't who I used to be, and I didn't know how to ask for help. I used to be outgoing. I used to be perfect. I used to be energetic. I used to be a rock star. I used to be energetic. I used to be me, but I was still me. I was never gone. I just lost myself in the labels. I can be independent and ask for help. My diagnosis doesn't define me, no more than being a perfect student defines me. No matter who you are, you deserve the help you need, regardless of labels. If you ever experience suicidal thoughts, please don't be afraid to reach out.
Dear Diary, recently I've been overwhelmed and I don't think I can take it anymore. I felt distant from my friends, my grades have been slipping, and I feel hopeless for the future. I feel like I've lost my identity to the point where I don't recognize who I am anymore. I honestly thought I wouldn't make it to my next birthday. I thought no one cared, that no one would notice, until a close friend asked me, "Are you considering suicide?" Together, I reached out to a trusted adult and they helped me overcome my internal struggles. It was hard confiding in someone, but with the help of my friends and peers, I used the resources that were provided to me to reach out about how I felt. They reminded me that I had people I could talk to. They told me that you are not alone. They helped me take care of myself by taking care of me. They helped me realize that my life was worth living. Dear Diary, I made it.
If you or someone you know is struggling, call 1-800-273-8255.
All right. Well, I'm so glad that you got to see all those amazing films in the suicide prevention category. And now I get the honor and pleasure of introducing third place. Sorry. Give me 1 second. We had a tie for third place. So we'll be presenting 2 awards for third place. So the first of the third place in the suicide prevention category goes to Weight of Thought from Pleasant Valley High School in Butte County from filmmakers Raphael Winsloff and Mason Nowak, with help from advisor Michael Peck. And now joining me on stage is Raphael and Mason to accept the awards. And I think we should start a band. I know you guys already have a band, but you look like rock stars right now. So Raphael, Mason, just super impressed with your film. And that word "wait," right? It's something that really resonated with me. And I think it speaks to a lot of people. So congratulations on your film. And I'm going to go ahead and turn the stage over to you both.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Just want to thank you all for tuning into the live stream and supporting us and everyone else here tonight. We weren't quite sure how well our video would do, but we're glad that we got third place. It's a really big thing to both of us. And we think our video had a really important message. And we really want to reinforce that suicidal thoughts, depression, and the like are just as much of a struggle as is lifting off a heavy weight from your shoulders. And it's not always as clear or as easy to talk about as someone dealing with physical pain, but we really wanted to break the stigma of mental health being a taboo subject you can't openly talk about.
Yeah, we had this line near the end, the weight never went away, but his power over me did. And, you know, while a lot of people may completely recover from thoughts of suicide and live life without that burden, this isn't always the case. And sometimes those thoughts never really go away. But it can get easier to deal with them. And we wanted to make sure that we made that point in the video because I know a lot of people who have struggled with their mental health. And I feel like it's kind of misunderstood. Like feeling depressed or suicidal isn't like flipping a switch. There's just more to it than that. And I think it's important that people recognize it. So yeah, thank you all again. Thank you, Directing Change, for making this possible. We hope our video can send an important message that could maybe save someone's life one day.
Yeah, and that's Raphael, that was really poignant there at the end. You know, it's something that, yeah, sometimes it does get all the way better, but sometimes that weight sticks around. But we can still, a lot of people search for happiness or joy, and I heard a speech, I think it was Matthew McConaughey of all people, and he said, I search for peace, and I just thought that was really profound, that you can carry that weight and still strive for peace. So your film really resonated with me. I dig you guys. Thanks for creating the thing and making it out there so that it's going to impact a ton of people. So super impressed with you guys. Also, looking sharp, way to show up and look your best. I have tons of respect for you guys. So take good care. Congratulations. And again, just so honored to know you and really proud of you both. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, moving on to our next third place winner. It goes to Breaking Your Trust from Murrieta Valley High School in Riverside County from filmmakers Jasmine Ogg and Addison Caudry with support from advisor Ella Harrison. Unfortunately, they're not able to be here, but we have a pre-recorded message from the filmmakers that we would like to share with you. And Ella, thanks for supporting your students.
Hi, I'm Jasmine. I chose the suicide prevention category because I've had friends who've struggled with mental health and suicidal thoughts, and I just wanted to let people know that it's okay to reach out for help or reach out for help for someone else. Mental health and suicidal thoughts are a very difficult struggle and they're not talked about enough. This video was very fun to make with my friend, and I just hope it makes an impact for those struggling and helps people reach out.
So congratulations to the team from Breaking Your Trust. Again, Jasmine Ogg, Addison Caudry with support from Ella Harrison. I'm not sure if it got cut off, but Ella, sending our love to you. Thanks for always supporting your students and bringing them back year after year. All right, so moving on, second place in the suicide prevention category goes to Labels from Pleasant Valley High School in Butte County from filmmakers Drew Barron and Asha Lull with support from advisor Michael Peck. We're going to get that graphic and the students on screen here in just 1 second. So Drew, I'm going to, in just a second, kick it back over to you. All right. Well, in the meantime, while we're pulling that up, the Labels film, that was the one where Asha was the person portrayed in the film. Just remarkable. Whether it was the labels that we get put on because of our race, our ethnicity, our, socioeconomic status, our gender identity, our sexual orientation, what the expectations are of us. We all have labels. We've all been expected to, fit into that box. And sometimes, or most of the time, we don't want to fit in that box. So we're going to go ahead and bring Drew on stage, I believe, here in just a second. Possibly Asha to accept the award for second place in the suicide prevention category. Drew, wait, what happened to you since the last time I saw you? Now you, Raphael, and Mason, we're starting a band. Asha, you're going to be the lead singer.
I have a terrible singer, but okay.
All right. Well, awesome film. Like I said, for me, I hate the box that I keep trying to get put into, and pushing against the box is hard. So I'm going to turn it over to you two to talk about the film Labels. Thank you both, and congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
I would like to start off by saying that this was an amazing opportunity. Thanks to my partner, Drew, our mutual experience with the harsh effects of labels fueled our passion for this project. We hope that anyone who watches this video realizes that labels don't define who you are or what you're capable of. You are so much more than just a label.
Yeah, and just reiterating the fact that it's okay to ask for help and to ask to help somebody, and that just what other people tell you that you are, that's not always true. You define who you are. You can be whoever you want to be. And I just want to thank Directing Change, because this organization does such great things and is such a good resource for the youth. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Well, we do it for you all. Your voices are so powerful. And this is one thing to you two, all the filmmakers, anybody out there listening. When I was in high school, the world has a way of making you feel like you don't have power. Maybe because you can't vote, you don't have a job, or whatever it is. But what I didn't realize at the time is that your voice is so much more powerful right now than perhaps it ever will be. So use that voice. Don't sit down and be quiet. Share it. And we're just honored to create this program and that you all showed up. So if we can help amplify your voice for the change that we want to see, we're happy to do it. So Asha, Drew, congratulations again on an amazing film. Super impressed with both of you. Thanks for showing up tonight. Thanks for sitting with us. And I'm excited to see what your next chapter has in store. So don't forget about it.
Of course. Thank you so much.
Thank
and
you.
Good job hosting. You're doing great.
Thanks, Asha. Thanks, Drew. We'll catch you down the road. Take care. Stay safe. And now moving on, first place in the suicide prevention category goes to It's Not Too Late from Upland High School in San Bernardino County. Filmmakers Angel Garza, Athena Spencer, Isabella Rocio, and Jaden Yenge, with support from advisor James Mura. And accepting the award tonight is the wonderful Athena Spencer. Athena's going to join me on screen. Athena, thank you for sitting with us. Thanks for being here. Congratulations on your film. I absolutely loved it. The message that you had, that check-in was just really powerful. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the stage over to you and let you share some remarks.
Thank you so much. I am like at a loss of words. I had like something prepared, but like, wow, okay. I just wanted to say, first of all, a big thank you to Directing Change. Thank you to my team, Mr. Miura, and everyone who was involved and supported us with the making of this film. My group, we really wanted to make a film that was not only honest and personal to us, but to other people that are going through that experience. And we really wanted to encourage people to reach out for others because sometimes you just can't, and it's scary and difficult. And we want to express that it's okay to be scared, but it's not too late to get help for yourself and for others. And we really tried doing this by removing or trying to dismantle the stigma around this very difficult conversation and trying to make it a little easier. Again, on behalf of my team, I just want to say a big thank you to Directing Change for this opportunity and this award. We're so grateful.
Oh, Athena, we're, like I said to the last group, we're just glad you showed up. I can tell you're excited. That's awesome. That means the world to us. And yeah, you've just been a delight throughout this entire time. You're in meeting your other team, Jaden was able to hop in for a little bit. And so Jaden, just want to give a shout out. Like I said, always show up. But the message that you shared, just the impact that it's going to have. And just in my time getting to know you, you're going to make a lot of impact in this world. So way to go, young lady, kiddo. Just take good care and just keep rocking it. Tell all your teammates we love them, we appreciate them, and congratulations, first place suicide prevention. That's amazing. So I hope you and your teammates are able to get together and celebrate or do a Zoom or whatever is the safest. But just please send them our best and congratulations.
Thank you so much.
All right, take good care and congratulations again. So with that, we're going to go ahead and jump right into our mental health category. But Athena's still here, so I feel like I should just keep talking to you. I don't know. I mean, we can just keep going. So, all right. Bye, Athena. And again, send our love to your team. So on the screen, just a reminder, you can hop online, get engaged with the Pupils Choice Award, and just cast your vote. And congratulations to Athena, to Asha and Drew, to Raphael and Mason, to Jasmine and Addison, and just all the filmmakers in the suicide prevention category. So proud of you. Thanks for our kiddos for sticking with us. As we learn, life has all sorts of hiccups and speed bumps, but you still do the thing. So with that, we're going to move into the mental health matters category. And here we ask our young filmmakers to explore the issues surrounding mental health, encouraging our filmmakers to share a message that inspires viewers to take action for mental health with the themes that you've heard a lot today. Checking in with others, learning more about how you can support and how you can engage, and then getting support that we or they need. So with that, you see all the statewide finalists in the mental health matters category, and we're going to, as we did with the suicide prevention, go ahead and screen all 11 finalists in this category. So enjoy the films, and we'll be back to present the awards for third through first place in just a moment. Enjoy the films.
A lot of people have difficulty dealing with their mental health.
It's hard to reach out and ask for help.
Or talk to a parent or a friend.
But it doesn't have to stay this way.
If you need it, reach out and seek professional help.
Confide in someone you trust, whether that be a reliable adult or a close friend.
Listen with empathy and be there for those around you.
So don't be afraid to speak out, to ask for support, to take action.
And remember, you are not alone.
Some days walking in my shoes feels like walking through quicksand. When I'm having a bad day or stressing about things I can't change, I feel stuck, unable to move or change my mindset from negative to positive. Other days it feels like I'm walking on ice, slipping on the past events that make me feel down on good days. Some days it feels like I'm walking on the clouds. I'm happier and more at peace, but more often than not, walking in my shoes has a lot of stress. I have to deal with everything that's going on at home, instability, fighting. I have all these school assignments that are giving me stress and anxiety. I never feel like I have things done in time. It's just really hard for me. I'm struggling. That's what it's like walking in my shoes. Try putting yourself in someone else's shoes. You never know what someone might be dealing with.
She just seemed different. I don't even know how to describe it. Her energy just seemed dimmed. She was more quiet. She smiled less. It was almost like she wasn't there at all. I wanted to help her, but I didn't know how, until I went to takeaction4mh.com. So I reached out to my friend, in person. She told me she's been feeling really down and tired lately. She said she wants to feel better, but she just doesn't know what to do or where to go to get help. So I went to a counselor. I told her I was there for her, and eventually, after a while, I saw a difference. Over time, she seemed happier, and even though I knew she still had that weight on her, I was glad I was able to do something to help. Be the change. Reach out to a friend today.
I was diagnosed with OCD at a very young age. Constantly hearing it misused as an adjective to describe someone tidy always felt dehumanizing. One symptom that is not widely represented is the one I struggle with the most. I experience heightened sensitivity to stimuli. I perceive auditory and tactile things vividly, and it has always been one of the biggest challenges in my daily life. The feel of clothing is one thing I've always had trouble with. Whether it is a weird fit or an odd material, it's impossible for me to keep my mind off of fixing it. I was very young when I got diagnosed, but the older I got, the easier it became to express the things I was experiencing. Getting the help I needed was essential. Finding the right therapist was hard, but incredibly helpful once I found the right one. Although for me, therapy took time, and I didn't notice results immediately, I learned lifelong strategies to improve my situation. Don't be afraid to reach out. Your mental health matters.
Being a student athlete is not always the easiest thing. You spend countless hours in the classroom, then spend countless hours perfecting your craft on the field. A new topic that you're constantly missing, having to make up for that gap. The constant thought that you are disappointing everyone around you. It is starting to get too much for me. I've grown quiet, not wanting to talk, not giving a single care in the world.
Hey, are you okay? I've noticed your change in attitude.
No, not really. It's starting to get too much.
Talk to me. I'm here for you.
I'm just missing a lot of school and having to make up for that gap. It's just way too stressful at this point.
Do you want to talk to a professional about it?
Yes, please. After my teammate came up to me and talked to me, it finally felt like somebody cared. I found a friend who cared about me and would be there if I needed their help.
Have you ever felt that you didn't have anyone to support you? That person who lets you know that you're not alone in this world, that you shouldn't be in a constant state of watching others and thinking to yourself, why can't I just talk? I felt it becoming more difficult to focus on school, always feeling tired from staying up all night, wishing I could make social interactions without the anxiety from fear of judgment. I felt like it had gone on forever, and I began to accept it, but I realized I was wrong. This wasn't the way things had to be for me, and I held the power to change that. My decision to step out of my comfort zone wasn't easy, but I'll never regret taking the first step toward change. As I spoke, I began to realize that I wasn't really alone. Everyone's different, and that's what makes us beautiful. You don't have to walk alone. Take that step and make your breakthrough. For support in taking your next step, text TEAM to 839-863.
Depression isn't just sadness, it's loneliness, it's hopelessness, it's being numb. It's knowing something is wrong but not having the energy to care. It's walking with your head down because who would notice if you weren't there? It's swimming in a sea and never getting a breath of air. It's drowning in the weight and wondering how the pressure became so great but never reaching out until it's too late. It's the layers of anger and isolation and guilt that you can't control, but how do you reach out when the world seems built to swallow you whole? When you think it should be hidden away, but the truth is it shouldn't. Maybe you think people wouldn't understand or care about what you go through, but you aren't in this battle alone. People are supporting you and you don't have to fight it on your own. Your mental health matters, so reach out when you need it. For more information on how to take care of your mental health, visit eachmindmatters.org.
This is Danny. At the start of the year, she was excited to come back to school, but as the year went on, she started losing interest. You might have seen someone that reminds you of her. Detached, low mood, tired, spaced out. She was getting worse by the week until someone stepped in.
Hey, Danny, are you okay? Okay, well, there's some resources that can help you if you want to know about them.
With the help of a friend, Danny was able to see how mental health wasn't a focus in her community, and that she was going through a burnout. She started learning how to do better and taking care of her mental health, and even became an ambassador for mental health in her own school. She started helping others just like her. This is my story. I was struggling so much, but now I can help others like me by spreading information and getting rid of stigma in my community, and give the help I received. Be the change to help yourself and others.
Social media surrounds us. It has inundated our school, our work, our culture, our everyday life, and it is negatively impacting our next generation. A sight of a teen falling into a scroll hole or a TikTok trance has become commonplace in our ever-changing world. However, behind this snap, teens are often looking for reassurance for their looks, personality, and measuring their self-worth based on the number of likes they receive or followers they get. A study conducted by the Royal Society for Public Health concluded that 14 to 24-year-olds using social media services such as Snapchat, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok have increased feelings of depression, anxiety, poor body image, and loneliness. Social media has been compared to a drug due to how it can draw users in, leaving them craving for the next dopamine hit. Let's all unplug, reconnect our human relationships, and release technology from ruling our lives.
Depression. Such an infamous word, it cuts like a knife. I think back then there was color and life, but now what's left is a blur of emptiness, strife. Have you ever felt the color suddenly fade from the world? All smiles are fake, all wings are furled. Can anyone see how much I'm hurting? I barely utter a word. Do you not see that as concerning? Would you even care if I existed? Care if I'm unhappy? Care if I'm unsatisfied? I say I'm fine. I swear I'm fine. My words speak lies. Just look into my eyes. I'm so close to breaking. With held back sobs I'm shaking. My heart is aching. The smile I'm faking that you're mistaking for sincerity. Please, give me clarity. Please, all I need is some help.
Living with depression feels like you're not in control. Even everyday tasks seem a little more difficult, like someone else is pulling your strings. People look down on you like you're not human. You don't feel like yourself anymore, but it doesn't have to feel this way. You don't have to feel alone. Sometimes talking to others about your feelings can put things in perspective. Just reaching out to those around you can help. The first step is always the hardest, but it's always easier with someone else. If you or someone you know needs help, call 1-800-273-8255 or text TEEN to 839-863.
All right, welcome back, and hope you enjoyed those films. Congratulations again to all of our statewide finalists. On that note, third place in the Mental Health Matters category goes to Pulling Strings from Encore High School in San Bernardino County, from filmmakers Luke Jones, Trinity Kistler, Preston Putri, and Aiden Rader. Howard, as well as Howard Chase II, with support from advisor Joshua Bartel. And joining me on stage is Luke Jones.
Hi.
Second. Hey, Luke.
So good to see you.
Congratulations. Great to see you. Deep breaths. Third place statewide. That is amazing. I told you this in the pregame, but I'm just so impressed with you. You have such a beautiful, kind, warm soul. And the message that you and your filmmakers, your teammates sent across in this film is just really powerful. I'm also so impressed by the puppetry, but I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to you. Congratulations on third place statewide. Well done.
Thank you. Hi, I'm Luke Jones, the director and puppeteer for Pulling Strings. Let me start this off by thanking my wonderful team and classmates for making this film a reality. This project was quite the challenge and couldn't be possible without any one of them. I want to thank Aiden for being our professional puppet wrangler and trainer. I want to thank Preston and Trinity for appearing in the film and looking exactly like Aiden's puppets. I want to thank Howard for operating the camera and editing the final project. I want to thank the rest of my classmates and everyone who helped work on this for any reason. Thank you so much. I'd also like to have a warm thank you to my friend Mio for never giving up on me and always being there for me no matter what. Finally, I would like to thank Directing Change and the judges for all the possibilities and giving students an opportunity to talk about these issues and sharing our stories. I am so proud of my team for coming together to make this something special. I hope Pulling Strings helps educate people about the way it feels to be depressed or anxious or emotionally isolated. No matter how alone you feel, you are never alone. Thank you very much.
What was your friend's name that you thanked just then about helping you stick around?
My friend Neo.
Neo. All right. Hey, Neo, sending love to you. That was a beautiful message that you send to your friends. And we've talked about reasons for living and connectedness and all the things. So I love that you dropped that in there. So, Luke, you are just phenomenal. I've been impressed with you from the second I met you. Aside from the style that I wish I had that you contain, you're just amazing. So know that we are so proud of you. Congratulations to all your teammates. Thanks for showing them the love, and congratulations, third place statewide to Pulling Strings from Encore High School. Well done, Luke. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Of course, thank you. And second place goes to Be the Change from Burlingame High School, San Mateo County, from filmmakers Finn Lorian, Anna Peters, with support from advisor Steve Earle. And joining me on stage now is Finn Lorian. Finn, congratulations, second place. Well done. Please send our love to Anna. And I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to you. But we're just, again, congratulations. Phenomenal job.
Thank you so much, Stan. Going into this, I really didn't expect anything. It was just a class assignment. But really, I had the goal to make something relatable, something that would show just the normal lives of students going through depression and anxiety, and especially in today's atmosphere with COVID. I really want to thank Mr. Earl and Anna. She couldn't be here tonight, but it was a lot of fun making our video. Um, and I'm so glad I've had this opportunity. And I really want to thank Directing Change for creating such a great initiative. And I'm so glad I've gotten to see all these amazing films tonight. So thank you. And thank you, Stan, for hosting.
Oh, Finn, it's my pleasure. And I got to say, you got composure and grace well beyond your years. So the film was amazing. But please, please do thank us, Mr. Earl, as well as Anna, and just congratulate them for us. And again, we're going to be rooting for you from the sidelines. So you and Anna just go get with the world and take it over. So congratulations on second place. Well done.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure. All right. And then finally, first place in the Mental Health Matters category goes to Alone from El Dorado High School in Orange County, from filmmakers Talia Pompel, Samantha Marr, Scarlett Martinez, and Caleb Lim, with support from advisor Mark Switzer. Unfortunately for us, not for them, they're actually on a field trip to Disneyland right now, so they provided us with a pre-recorded message that we're going to play for y'all.
Hi everyone, I'm Samantha Marr. I'm Talia Pompel. Thank you so much for organizing our film. We'd first like to thank our actor Scarlett Martinez, our music composer Caleb Lim, and our video teacher Mr. Switzer for encouraging us to try this different style of film and teaching us how to use the equipment. And lastly, we'd like to thank our parents as always for always supporting us.
We find that a lot of films that deal with mental health tend to be cliche, or they have this message that just by reaching out you can immediately be helped, which we find isn't necessarily always the case. So we wanted to create a film that just demonstrated what it's like to deal with mental health challenges, so that anyone watching it who's ever felt that way can know that someone else understands what they've gone through, and that emotional relatability we find is really helpful in and of itself.
We wanted to visually represent the challenges of mental health, which is why we use blankets and different colored string to convey our message in a simpler way. And we're super happy and grateful that our film has reached this many people. Thank you. This is Sam
and Tol
signing off.
Well, that was awesome. Again, I hope you all had fun at Disneyland today. You deserve it. We totally understand why you couldn't be here, but thank you both for your amazing films. So Talia, Samantha, Scarlett, Caleb, and Mr. Switzer, your advisor, just thank you so much for this amazing film. Congratulations on first place. And thank you to all of our statewide finalists, but anybody who submitted in the Mental Health Matters category. With that, we're going to go ahead and just kind of work towards the end. And I just want to say congratulations to everybody, whether you submitted in Hope and Justice, whether you created a film, those that are here tonight, those that are watching at home, those who submitted a film or an art piece in previous years. Just thank you, everybody. And thank you for taking action and standing up to direct change. Now, we want to close with a short message from Blue Shield of California's Blue Sky Mental Health Initiative. Again, they were the event sponsors for this evening, so we're going to do that, and then we'll close out the show.
Congratulations to the youth filmmakers and winners of the 2022 Directing Change Film Contest. Our Blue Shield of California's Blue Sky Youth Mental Health Initiative is focused on bridging the gap between mental health stigma and youth mental health support. Your unique, creative lens and voice are needed more than ever to increase mental health awareness and accessibility to resources that are often left uncovered. We're so proud, honored, and grateful to support your work for the third year. Continue to make change in your communities.
And thank you again to Blue Shield of California's Blue Sky Mental Health Youth Mental Health Initiative. We really appreciate your support over the years, and to be able to bring all of those amazing youth that you've seen tonight, all those amazing films, to help us to keep doing this. So for any of you out there who know what you want to do, if you are a youth or young adult, we encourage you to submit a piece of art or a film. If you know or work with youth or have youth, please tell them about what you saw, what you heard, what you felt tonight, and invite them to help direct change next year. Now, Directing Change is a nonprofit organization. We can't do this without your support. So please consider making a donation at directingchangeca.org. Engage with the program, sign up as a judge. Now, as we close out this evening, you've heard a lot of powerful message about showing up, about staying connected, about learning, about taking action for mental health. And we just want to remind everybody that you also have support. So on the screen, you see the number to the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline, and available 24/7. And whether you are in distress, you're struggling, if you are looking for resources for a loved one, if you just need to talk, if emotions came to the surface tonight and you just need somebody to hold space for you. Again, at Directing Change, we encourage everyone to take action for mental health. It's time for us to move into action, to show up, to be there, to connect, to have the difficult conversations. On that note, thank you for being here tonight. Thank you for rolling with us as we go on this journey to recognize these remarkable, amazing youth that you had the chance to meet tonight. To all of the filmmakers that we didn't get to honor tonight, just know that we are sending our love and our appreciation, and we're so proud of each and every one of you. And on that note, from Directing Change, from CalMesa, from Blue Shield, from everyone involved in this project, just thank you for being here. Thank you for your support, and thank you for taking action to direct change. Have a good evening. Take care and stay safe.